welcome to my channel, Haylee Marie Vintage. Today I am doing a thrift with me in Thrift Haul. I was back in Colorado for the holidays and I love the thrift stores there, so I always make sure to hit them. I went to my 3 usual and then I added an additional 2 more just to see what they had, and I think I did a good job both on finding some great things but also on not buying too many things. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and dive into the footage. All right, we are at our first thrift store for today. I have 5 on my route planned. I don't think I'll hit them all today because I have a slight headache. So for today, my plan is starting at this Goodwill, which I don't usually start at, and then I am going to go to maybe 3 Arcs and 1 other Goodwill, 1 Arc and 1 Goodwill being new. Today I am continuing my search for pants, skirts, and bowls. And then of course I'll look in dresses, and I would love to find a white turtleneck. I don't think it's a high probability, but we're gonna give it our best shot. I don't think I'm gonna do the full looking through every single thing at every single thrift store. I'm not quite in the mood for that. So we're gonna really target our sections today. But we're gonna go ahead and head on in. All right, we have walked into the store, and here it seems like Goodwills in this area just all work on these circular racks. I really have decided I don't like them after all. I don't like navigating my cart through them. I find that quite difficult, and it's just like harder to navigate around people because they're packed so tightly together. I just really miss the rows of clothes instead. Here I am digging through pants. Pants range so much size to size that I look everywhere from the 0 to the 12s just because I found 12s that fit me because they're usually vintage, and then I've found everything in between that fits me before. So pants, these racks were way too full. It was really hard to look through them. However, one of the biggest things I do when I thrift vintage is I go by touch. Vintage fabrics just feel higher quality, and the longer you thrift, the quicker you can feel them. So a lot of times I'm just like touching things as I go around to figure out if there's something I'm interested in. I can feel both wool and silk by touch. So that is what I'm doing here. And we have finally entered the glassware section. I'm fairly limited in what I'm allowed to buy here because I do have so much. I did drop down because I found these really beautiful wine glasses, and I really like they're kind of like a periwinkle color champagne flute here, but I don't drink wine enough for this, so we're not buying these. It did, however, take all of my restraint to not buy any new glassware. Like, look at this one with the cute little pink bottom. And there's just some really cute mugs here. But I was so good, I didn't get any. Now I'm headed over to where the trinkets / various home goods are. I grabbed this pot because I thought it was cute. I was just looking if there was like a hand maker's mark. This was a mass-produced thing. Also, I don't need a pot, so I put it back. And then there was this whole long row of these weird wooden cars that I thought was interesting. And now I'm navigating my way to the dishes on the search for some bowls. I thought this piece was really pretty, but if there's no matching teacup, I'm not going to get it. What was weird is I noticed this Goodwill separated their teacups from their plates, which I found quite annoying. It actually looked like for once they had a pretty good variety of bowls here. So I'm taking a look at all the different options here. As you can see here, these pants are just a touch too tight. I couldn't really totally get them all the way zipped up. I thought they were fairly cute if they had fit, but obviously they don't. So I'm going to leave them here. And then these ones here were way too loose. I think I just can't eyeball my waist anymore. I think I need to get used to my size again. They were just a smudge loose, and I didn't really want to put in the work to tighten them. I know I can find a pair of trousers that will actually fit, so it's not worth it for me. And this one here I thought had a lot of potential, but it was really tight in the arms when I tried it on, which I thought was really interesting. Typically something cut like this shouldn't be that tight in the arms, so I don't know why it felt so tight. Maybe it was supposed to be a fully off the shoulder top, in which case it wouldn't have worked for me anyway. This one here, I absolutely adored the fabric, but the cut was woof. This was not cute. Maybe, I mean, it was too big for me, but it also was just really low in the waist. Like here, I've hiked it up by like 5 or 6 inches. Otherwise, the narrowest part would have hit the widest part on me, which is my hips. And then next up, this is a really boring try on. It's just a white turtleneck, but I did challenge the thrifting gods, and they brought me multiple white turtlenecks, and I got to choose which one fit me best, which was this one. So, very successful first trip. White turtleneck and a bowl, 2 thrifting rarities. So I'm pretty happy. Same strategy going into this one. I think, start in Home Goods though this time. Pretty impressed, pretty pleased. I'm feeling pretty good. That first one took me about a half hour, so at that rate I could maybe do 3 today, so we'll see. Here the homewares are the closest thing to the door, so I decided to start with them. I liked, again, this pink glass. I don't know what's with me in pink glasses, but I love them. I don't know why I'm spending so much time in glassware, given I know I am very limited in what I'm allowed to buy there. And then I went over and looked at the table settings. This was like a really shallow bowl, but here I've always noticed they don't really have a ton of bowls, or like a ton of bowls in my style. I feel like every time I complain about there not being bowls, we go buy a bunch of them, but they're just like not quite what I'm looking for. This one I couldn't microwave because it has the foil on it, but I thought it was quite pretty. I love the like dandelion type theme. And here I am eyeing their basket selection. I don't pick up baskets because of bringing them home, but they had some really cool ones. Like I thought this shape was really, really pretty, but I don't want to figure out how to pack these in a suitcase, so I don't ever really pick them up. But I recently learned that you actually can't mass produce baskets by like machine, like somebody has to make these, and I found that really, really, really astounding. I mean, I also find it deeply concerning. This one I thought was absolutely beautiful as well, but again, I don't know how to bring it home. But yeah, I didn't know that all baskets are still handmade. I am looking through the long sleeves here. I think I found a good one. Again, here I go a lot by touch because you can tell if something's all cotton once you become pretty experienced. And then because I know I'm looking for turtlenecks, I'm pretty much passing on anything that doesn't look like a turtleneck, that doesn't feel like cotton. So we're able to pretty quickly get through all of these. Here I am headed for the craft section. I don't quite know what's going on here. It is usually not this chaotic. This was really overwhelming. Usually it's pretty well sorted, but I got pretty overwhelmed here pretty quickly and went ahead and passed on looking through the crafting section. Alright, first up in the fitting rooms is this skirt. I need to stop trying things on that don't have waistbands. I know I don't like it. This is also just a little bit too tight in the hips. Otherwise I do like the shape, but the fact it doesn't have a waistband is a deal breaker for me. These here are really quite fun. I like the cut. They're definitely too long, but they're really comfy, and they even have buttons for suspenders, which is awesome. I also think they look nice in the butt region, which is always good. I found this pair of overalls. They were so low crotched. Like, look at this. So low crotched. So these were not for me. This black dress was fun. I should have tried it on without the sports bra underneath it, but I forgot. I like the little rosettes. This color, the shape is all very nice, but I have enough black dresses that I don't wear enough anyway, so I went ahead and passed. And then here, for some fun, I tried on this little sparkly poofy number. I thought this dress was so cute, I had to talk myself out of it and remind myself that I don't even like wearing the color red. But look at how bouncy and fun it is. And the sparkle in the bodice is just perfect, but I do think the back is very nice as well. And then I also wanted to try on this dress. This was probably somebody's bridesmaid dress. I think it's really, really pretty. It actually fits me really well. However, I have no practical use for it, and I have some evening gowns planned in my sewing projects in the future, so I just can't justify buying this, but I wanted to show it to you anyway because it was quite lovely. And then I tried on this. I liked it, but I thought it was a little bit too big, and I was bummed it didn't have tags on it, so I didn't know what brand it was, because I would have definitely looked at finding the secondhand on Poshmark because I did really like the cut. I just definitely think it was like a size or two too big for me. This here I went back and forth about a bunch. I think it would be really cute in the summer with a bralette under it, and then just kind of left to look as sheer as it looks with like a little pair of shorts or something. And it is nice silk, so it would breathe really, really well. And then I really liked this sweater, but my sensory thing did not like this sweater. I think the weave of this is so nice. It was just a little tight in the shoulders. The fabric didn't feel good. I also didn't really love the neckline, so I went ahead and passed, even though I thought it was definitely really cute. And then for a boring try on, here is that like nude brownie, whitish, creamish turtleneck. All right, I feel like my hair is getting bigger as the day goes on. We are at Goodwill number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna only stop at 3 today. I'm getting tired, my memory card's getting full, and I'm getting hungry. So I'm gonna stop in this Goodwill. I haven't been in this Goodwill since high school. I really don't know what the vibe is, so it'll be fun to check out. I feel like I've had a really good day of thrifting, so hopefully that continues. And let's go ahead and head on in. Alright, I've not been in this Goodwill before. They also have the annoying round rack things. I'm just really not a fan of these. And I don't understand why the Goodwills in this area all seem to be moving to them. It's quite irritating. But again, I'm just going around these kind of basically with a feel test and feeling for what I might want to look at. I do feel like their home goods section was quite nice, like their china and pottery and stuff. Very nicely organized, kind of sparse actually, which is interesting. But I thought they had just some really nice, like, older pieces. Like, I thought this turkey set was really fun. There were a whole bunch of them here. I don't really like brown and I don't really like turkeys, so it wasn't for me, but I thought it was fun nonetheless. Down here, they had another set of what looked like, it would look like the Great Wall of China. It was really quite pretty, but again, red is just not my color. So up first for the try-on room is this nice linen blouse. It's a little bit off-white. I wanted to show you the back just because the lines in the back are what are interesting about this piece. I thought these were quite nice and were a very, very, very pretty detail. And then here is a white blouse with a ton of pin tucks down the front. I thought this was also quite nice. It also fit pretty well. It's maybe a touch sheer for what I prefer, but once I have like the right undershirt under it, I'm sure it will be fine. Next up is this set. It is a tank top and a blouse. The blouse is linen. It has kind of like these ladder stitches down the front that I really enjoy. I thought this was also a really, really lovely piece. And as part of the set, it comes with this tank top, which also has similar details up around the top of it. I don't think I would have picked up the tank top on its own, but since it came in a set, I was okay with it. And then this is the last white shirt. I think all of these shirts were owned by the same person because they're all the exact same sizing and are taken care of really, really well. Like, they're pressed really nicely. This one I didn't like. I couldn't quite figure out how the collar was supposed to sit, and I just don't buy things that I can't figure out. All right, good morning. It's the next day. I am at this brand new ARC store. I'm pretty excited to see what it's like. It doesn't look that busy, so I think I'm gonna scout out the vibe of the store before I put on my camera harness and just see, yeah, what the vibe is, because sometimes there's a vibe where you know you don't want to film. Really successful trip yesterday, hoping to have similar success today. I just have this ARC and then the second ARC, which I've been to a bunch of times. So that's the plan, and then after that I have to run a few other errands, but I'm not taking you along for that. So yeah, excited to see what this brand new shiny store looks like. Alrighty. I didn't take any footage in that other store. It was really empty and there were so many employees and I just felt awkward. It was very clean and very nice, but their prices were a little bit unhinged. Like, they had a wedding dress priced at $400 from David's Bridal, and I'm like, So I did get a couple things there, but overall I wasn't super impressed, and a lot of the stuff there was like newer stuff. There wasn't a whole lot of vintage, which is interesting because the area they're in, there should have been more vintage. However, they did have a really, really, really good craft section. I will go there again, and I also feel like it takes a little bit for thrift stores to figure out like what they're doing, and the store did just open like within the past few weeks, so it might get better. We'll see. But yeah, now I'm gonna go back into one of my usuals. Just throwing on my mask before I hop in this store. Another perk of wearing masks in thrift stores is I find I sneeze a lot less because I'm not inhaling as much dust. Thrift stores are a little bit dusty, but here I am coming in to this one. This one is a usual, and I don't know if I would say it's a favorite, but I've definitely found some really good pieces here in the past. This tends to be like an older population that's donating here, so a lot of times I can find good crafts and stuff. So here I am looking in this craft section. I'm pretty picky when it comes to thrifted fabrics because I need them to feel a certain way. I did pick up this. You're not going to see it in the end fall because I already used it. I just needed it for a quick lining for something. And then otherwise I'm just looking. There were definitely some fabrics I was tempted by, but I'm really trying to not add a ton to my stash right now. So I went ahead and I passed on all these fabrics, but they were, as always, pretty fun to look at. There was just nothing that I felt like I absolutely needed. And here I am headed to their little craft section. I always like how this one is organized. I find it pretty easy to pick through. There's always a ton of yarn, some clothespin, things like that. Nothing usually too thrilling, but occasionally I'll get really lucky. Today I need some bias tape. I'm really trying to avoid a Joann's run, so I'm hoping to find one of these with some bias tape that I can use in it. And we had a successful mission here. This also had some zippers, including some metal zippers for jeans, which is exactly what I wanted. And just in case there's anything better, I am going ahead and continuing the dig, but this definitely was the best. Here, there's a bunch of like hooks and eyes and snaps and stuff, but I couldn't quite figure out how many of the cards were empty because some of them looked pretty empty. Like I've said in past videos, I really don't need more hook and eyes and snaps. I was considering it, but there were enough other things in there that I didn't need that I didn't pick them up. So I was really bummed this first pair of pants is too tight. I like to be able to easily slip a finger or two under them to make sure they'll actually be comfortable when like sitting and moving. These technically like fit, but I knew I wouldn't wear them because they aren't comfy. But they were wool and absolutely gorgeous, so I was a little bit bummed. And then here, it's hard to tell, but I'm wearing this dark purple velvet pant. Again, it doesn't have a waistband, and that's just a deal breaker for me. I like how a waistband looks. I'm also wearing them with a sparkly vest, which I thought was fun, but I decided I didn't really need it. Not that I need anything I ever pick up, but I just didn't think I would get enough use or wear out of this one. And then last up are these brown pants. These, again, are too tight. I can technically get them on. They're absolutely gorgeous Ralph Lauren pants, totally wool. A little bummed they didn't fit because I think they are really, really cute, but again, I'm not willing to try to like cram myself into clothing, so these were no. All right, you have seen all the footage, so now I have the haul part for you guys. I have my spreadsheet, which Spooky has already chewed on. You leave it on the ground for 3 seconds and it's chewed. So for the first Goodwill that you saw, I spent $3.98. And I got 2 very practical items from them. I got this bowl here. I've been just working on increasing the number of bowls I have. I feel like I never have enough. I'm a very bowl-oriented food person. I was pretty excited by this one. I think it's really pretty and it's like the perfect size. Oh, and this bowl was $2.62. And I feel like when you challenge the thrift gods, they deliver, because I found so many white turtlenecks this round, and that was the biggest thing I wanted, and I feel like is really hard to thrift. This is the one I went with. I liked the fit the best. No yellowing in the armpits, 100% cotton, the whole shebang, and only $1.36. So I was more than pumped for these. Both these finds were on my list, and both of these finds were things that I told the thrift stores that they never provide enough, and here we are. So those are those 2 from the first Goodwill. So the first arc we went to, I spent $36.23. I got quite a bit there. First up, I guess, since I have it in my hand, is this glass bowl. I think it's really pretty. I like glass. I like how it looks, and it was $2.13. So a little cheaper than the Goodwill one. And then let's continue through the stack. Another non-clothing item I got was, I guess I should take it out of the bag for you guys. It's this vintage looking blue fall berry thing. I think this would make a really cute head piece. So I got it for that. These just are definitely vintage. They might even be as old as 40s based on some of the other pieces from the 40s I have. You don't see very many modern berries that look like this. So I picked it up and it was $2.12. Very, very, very exciting. I think these are my most expensive thing at this thrift store. These pants were $8.53 and they look not good right now, but you saw them on the try on. They're these beautiful pants. They have the buttons for suspenders, so I can wear suspenders with them, and they're really cute, and they are 100% silk, but the pants themselves are silk twill, and you just don't see that much silk anymore, especially not silk this thick, so I had to pick them up. Almost $9 might be expensive at the thrift store, but for silk pants, they're a steal. And then I also got another silk piece. I got this silk blouse, which was $5.34. I think I'll style it in the summer with a pair of shorts and a bralette underneath because it's a little bit sheer. And then another turtleneck. I feel like it's kind of hard to tell. It's like this nice kind of heathered, creamy brownish color turtleneck. It's a really nice color, and this was $7.46, which feels wild for a turtleneck, but it was 100% cotton, fit well, and I know I'll use it for a long time. And then last up, I was pretty excited about these. These were my most expensive thing actually that I bought. They were $10.65. I've already worn them quite a bit. I had worn my old pair of slip-on shoes that I use when I walk to the mailbox or take the trash out or whatever. They're like my quick out the door house shoes. My other ones had started to get old and just, fall apart as they do. I thrifted those ones a couple years back. So I picked up these. I'm not sure what brand they are. Oh yes, I am. They're Anne Klein's. Real leather, very nice. I already have used these a ton. So far we're very successful in picking up things that I will use a bunch. And next up is the second Goodwill. At the second Goodwill, I spent $46.47, which I got a lot there, so I'm pretty happy with that, and a lot of things that are really high quality. So let me go grab that stack. We got a lot of suspenders here, and we got a lot of white blouses. I think all my white blouses came from the same person. I washed them, so now they're not beautifully pressed, but they were so beautifully pressed, so well taken care of. I was so impressed. And then, of course, they became mine, and they're no longer well pressed. So let's start with all the suspenders I got. Oh my goodness, a little bit out of control, huh? I'm gonna divvy these up into price. So the suspenders were part of their color tag sale for the week. So I think they were 30% off. Each of these pairs was $4.52, which I thought was a pretty good deal. We have this, it's navy and brown, Brooks Brothers pair of suspender, real leather, really nice. I also got these because I had just bought a pair of pants that has all the buttons you need for suspenders. So I was pretty excited. I maybe got a little overexcited, but however, I do have a lot of friends who will also wear suspenders, so I know I can loan these out. I also got these nice gray suspenders. These have the clippy guys, so they can be worn with anything. And then last, I think this is actually my favorite pair of suspenders I got. They're a really beautiful paisley suspender. They're also the clip-on, so they can be worn with anything, and I think they are absolutely adorable. Okay, and then I have two more pairs of suspenders left, I think. We have this black and white pair, which is really nice. These were only $2.70. I think these will work the best with the gray pants out of all the ones I got because they're black instead of brown. I'm not a huge fan of gray and brown, but I might get over it. But this gray is particularly cool in those pants, as you saw. And then there's this beige and berries color. All of these are real leather, really nice made. They also all probably came from the same person, and these were $3.24. So that's the suspender haul. Now on to, because I'm sure all the suspenders came from the same person, and then all those white blouses came from the same person. So let's talk about the one thing that maybe came from somebody else. This berry turtleneck was $6.47. I just thought this color was nice and I could wear it with a lot of different things. And now let's get to all of our tops. This one here, which is a nice linen J. Jill blouse, was $6.47. I think this is so cute. So what's really special about it is the lines down the back. I'm thinking about dyeing this one actually. What I'm going to do with all of these is I'm going to put them into my wardrobe and see how much wear they get as just plain white. And if I find they don't get enough wear, I might dye them some blues, greens, browns, I don't know. So there was that one. There is this set that came together. This is a Gap set from back when Gap made really high quality clothing. $7.56 for both these pieces as a set. This is what I really bought it for. I really liked this linen shirt. It has that ladder stitching up the front that I really like. This was just kind of a bonus that came with it. It does fit me. It is cute. It's just I don't usually wear a ton of tank tops, but of course I will hold on to it. I actually think these will be great for an upcoming trip to Thailand where it's hot and linen is a good thing to wear when it's warm out. And then the last white blouse was also $6.47. We have a pretty common price here. This one is just a beautiful cotton. It's hard to see, but it has these pleats up the front. I actually had been planning on making a blouse like this and putting it off because of all the pleating detail or pin tucking, and now I don't have to make it. Now I can just wear this one. I also like, it has this like unique collar, and now in this light, I can see it's a J. Crew. It's a really nice blouse. All these blouses fit me pretty well on the shoulder, which is pretty rare in a white blouse. And it's also pretty rare that they're all these like nice different shapes and have all these details to them, and they aren't polyester. Usually what I find at the thrift stores are polyester, so I absolutely snatched all these up. The next one is ARC number 2. This is the one I spent the most money at. I spent $50.12, and this also is my most expensive item at this store. However, when I tell you it was worth it, it was worth it. I'm so excited to show you what I got here. We're gonna save the most expensive for the last one in this little mini haul from the store. So I got some slips there. I got this slip. I thought this length might be good. I mentioned needing a slip to stitch like my winter Snow Queen underskirt to. I think this might do the job, and it is $2.68. I also got this slip, which I really didn't need. I need to stop buying slips. In fact, I need to go through all my slips and start to make some decisions on getting rid of some. However, I have a hard time passing up a good slip, and this one was $6.40. We got some jewelry pieces. I'll get close-up pictures of these to put in this little corner here. I got this little, it's like a bear scarf clip thing. And then I also got this really cute, it's a little food ring. I'm actually going to take the ring part off it and make it a magnet. I just really liked the food variety on here. I thought they were really cute. I liked how clear the strawberries were. So yeah, that is why I got these two things. And then I also got yet another bowl. Again, challenge the thrift gods and they will get ya, and they will send you all the things they want maybe. This bowl was $1.59. I think this is actually the cheapest bowl of the three, but I will also say, like, it's my least favorite shape. It'll still get a ton of use. In fact, after these three bowls, I think I am good for bowls for a while. I probably need to re-go through my bowls and make sure there aren't any chips. You shouldn't use chipped ceramics because bacteria can get in through like the non-glazed and like basically permanently mold your dishes, and they're not food safe if you do that. So definitely get rid of your chipped ceramics. Or if you love them, display them but don't eat from them. So yeah, I need to go through and double check for chips. I think I just got rid of all my chipped things, but I need to double check that. Oh no. Oh, I almost lost. This almost fell off the chair as I was shifting things around. This is the piece that I was so excited about. I spent $35.19, and you know it's good if I spent that money on it. I don't usually spend money like that on the thrift store, but let me get up so I can show you this a little bit closer. This is gorgeous. So this is a frog vase with 4 little frogs around the front. It's really well made. It has this crackle glaze on it. Artist smart. This is just a really beautiful art piece. I would say it's definitely worth more than that $35. Even has like the cracking of the glaze on here. Just really astounding, beautiful quality. I can tell one of the eyeballs, this one here, got knocked off and fixed at some point. Whoever did it didn't do a great job there. I might actually try to redo their fix. No information on this artist. I couldn't find anything online, but absolutely a beautiful, well-made ceramic piece. And any of you who follow this channel know I do pottery, so I really appreciate a great ceramic art piece. So I just had to pick that up. That is my big exciting buy of this round. Yeah, like I said, I won't usually buy something for $35 at the thrift store, but I knew it was a special piece and I had to have it. So with that, we have our last stop. Our last stop, I spent $14.01. Got a little piece of fabric. I just needed a lining for an overall bib, and it was $1.07. I'm not showing you the fabric piece because I've already made the thing it's in, but it was this beautiful rainbow fabric. Notions. Oh yes. So I got a whole bunch of sewing notions in a pack. I wouldn't have normally picked these up, but I was working on the same sewing project I got the lining for. I also needed some bias tape for, and I was trying to avoid a Joann's run, and the vintage stuff is better anyway. So there were a bunch of bias tapes in this pack, and so there's 3 bias tapes here. They're all of brown varieties, which I'm less likely to use. However, I'll put them in my stash, and older bias tape is just more flexible and less crunchy than modern bias tape. So I'm happy to have that. And then I got a whole bunch of zippers in that bag. A couple of these actually are jean zippers, which will be useful for when I make my pairs of jeans. The rest of these are polyester zips. Actually, this one's a metal. These would normally not be zippers that I would pick up. However, everything was in a bag of the one bag of colored bias tape that I wanted. And of course, I'll put these in my stash and I'll use them anyway. And all those notions were $6.47, so also a steal on all of those notions. And then the last thing I got there that I am excited about is this beautiful leather purse. It was $6.47. I think it's a great price for that. I will say, like, there's some wear on the handles here, but the inside is really quite nice looking. It's an on-day. I can tell the leather's real. The leather's still soft and flexible. I am going to do some conditioning and just kind of restore this leather a little bit. I'm thinking about whether I want to get some leather paint and do some design work, painting work on this. I'm going to think about it because it also is really, really versatile in its current state. So maybe it's best to leave it as a white leather bag. I used this bag quite a bit actually when I was home because I didn't bring like a cute handbag because my phone and wallet fit in it. So if I am traveling and I just need my phone and my wallet, this is the bag that I definitely go for that. And I like that the chain is long enough. It isn't a crossbody, which is my preference, but it's long enough that it fits really comfortably on my shoulder like this. I don't really like handbags that I have to carry like in my hand or on my elbow. I definitely enjoyed everything I got. I didn't add up the total of everything I spent. From a quick mental math, about 140-ish is what I spent on all of this, which, considering the quality of a lot of what I got, I'm pretty happy with that. And honestly, the frog vase that I showed you, that art piece, brand new, I don't even have an idea of what to estimate that would cost because it's an original artist's work. Artists really vary what they should price it for. I mean, I would say easily an artist should price that vase for at least $300, if not more. So I'm more than happy with how much all of this cost. And then of course, all these beautiful linen and silk clothing. I do think you can get really, really quality things things if you take the time to pick through stuff. So with that, I am going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of what you thought was the most exciting thing I picked up. You obviously know what I'm most excited about, but I'm curious what you're most excited about. And then definitely subscribe and stick around. I have a lot of fun stuff on my channel. I do a lot of sewing, thrifting, and whatever else, traveling, things that I like. And I will see you next time. Bye!